My brothers and sisters, what is going on? This is Steel Sermon in the house. It is Saturday morning with another video. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. The link is posted in the description box below. I was planning on recording this yesterday, actually, but something came up that I needed to take care of. But I'm recording it now, so these are just my general thoughts about the 2023 free agency for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Couple of moves that I think we did really good with, and then there are ones that still kind of puzzle me. I mean, it's not like last year when you guys saw my initial reaction with Mitch Trubisky or anything, but I kind of, there's some good things and there's some, head scratchers about this one. So I'm just going to go in order here. And I'm going to start with Damontae Kazee. So we re-signed Damontae Kazee. He's still going to be with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he is a real solid safety who once led the NFL in interceptions. And I think bringing him back on a tiered deal was a real smart move, considering the depth that we have and the ball hawking ability that he provides. Still kind of questions the return of Terrell Edmunds. I know that his name's been getting tossed around here and there. So I think that there's a chance that Kazee could be elevated to full time in 2023, and that Terrell Edmunds gonna be more of like a rotation kind of guy. So overall, I really like this re-signing by Damontae Kazee. I think he's gonna be real beneficial to this secondary here, and if so, I think that he could potentially be, a vital piece to our team. Then you got Larry Ogunjobi. Again, if you saw my offseason video about the Pittsburgh Steelers, I said that this was a guy we absolutely needed to bring back for 2023, and we did. Larry Ogunjobi, he is returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers on a 3-year deal with the full contract details still pending. Otherwise, this is probably my favorite thing that we did this offseason, is getting Larry Ogunjobi. I mean, his presence in the interior defensive line was very apparent last year, and he was a key catalyst in the run defense's improvement for the past couple seasons. So, 28 years old, he's still pretty young. He's around my age, and I think that this move is going to allow us to play within the parameters of the 3-4 scheme, getting kind of back to the Blitzburg kind of days. And with Larry Ogunjobi still providing some of the pass rush when it's necessary, I think that this is absolutely a move that is going to help us out in the long run. So Larry Ogunjobi is coming back. That is probably my favorite one that we've done this offseason. And now we get on to the players that are going to be wearing the black and gold for the first time this season. And I'm starting off with Patrick Peterson. This guy's going to be a Hall of Fame corner. I made a separate video on him because I didn't know if that was going to be the only thing that we were going to do. So I figured I would wait a little bit and then make a collective video on it. But yeah, Patrick Peterson, 2 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he plans to end his career with the Steelers as well. He's still playing pretty decently at the age of 32. I mean, it's no surprise that he's past his prime and that he's, on his last legs. But still, it's essentially a 1 year with a fair value given his structure and his accolades. Like I said in my video, he's a veteran corner. He's been to 8 Pro Bowls. And he's going to be a really good role model for the younger players that we have on secondary here. There is a minus with it. Cam Sutton is now up with the Detroit Lions. So the Steelers, we had to fill that hole while we still had the chance to look and groom a new corner coming out of the draft. And I think with signing Patrick Peterson, that opens the door for us drafting a corner. I think that we're going to get a corner at either 17 or 32 in the first round of the draft and groom him under Patrick Peterson till Peterson retires, and then we got a corner situation. Peterson is a great football guy. He has great football IQ. He's a real smart player, and he just jumps off the edge at this stage of his career where he's real able to still play at a pretty high level for someone like him. He's making up for his real good athleticism in the game, and I expect him to be a really good role model. Like I said, guide these young players and marinate the new corner under Patrick Peterson. I think the new corner is going to be pretty good. So yeah, Patrick Peterson, I like it. Don't love it, but I like it. Next up, we get Nate Herbig, an offensive lineman. And at least we made some kind of approach to the O-line, and we needed to do that either in the draft or free agency with the intent of adding someone on there. And like I said with Patrick Peterson, though, like with Peterson, that can't be all that we do when it comes to fixing up the secondary. And with Nate Herbig, this can't be all that we do when it comes to fixing up the offensive line. While he isn't, the gold standard for what we're looking for and what we almost landed, he's a very suitable interior offensive lineman that could compete for a starting role, and he has a great swing utility upside as well. I think bringing him here for 2 years with a $8 million maximum is very feasible given his potential, and I think we're going to see him a lot on the offensive line for this season. So yeah, Nate Herbig, I like it. Let's see what he's got, and we'll move forward from there. Cole Holcomb. Robert Spillane is gone, and Devin Bush is gone as well. Thank God Devin Bush is gone. I think Miles Jack is gone as well. So yeah, our interior linebacker took a pretty big hit right there with losing Miles Jack. Not so much with Devin Bush. Robert Spillane, I can live without him. But yeah, Miles Jack is probably going to hurt a little bit. But yeah, our interior linebacker is pretty thin right now. And we needed to address this. Problem as best we could. So Holcomb was the first two of additions at this position right here, and in my opinion, he may be the better of the two, but that's not really. I don't know if I can say that it's a great signing, because you take a look at him. I mean, yeah, 6'1", 240. I mean, he's got the structure of a linebacker, and he's more reminiscent of body types that the Steelers prefer to have at inside linebacker, while he's still able to have the athleticism and play off the edge or cover in the middle of the field. But the question is he going to really be able to provide some of that speed that we're now going to lack because Miles Jack is gone? I think this probably can give the green light to Mark Robinson, see if he can, get some more reps. I mean, that's just something that we've all been preaching since last year pretty much. So my question with Cole Holcomb, is he going to be a regular starter, or do we see Mark Robinson get more reps? That's the only thing that I have with Cole Holcomb. But regardless, we wait for the full terms of his 3-year deal, and this is either going to be a really big splash move for us, or it's going to backfire on us completely. Another young guy, 26 years old, hasn't really had a chance, and he's just up on the corner. So we'll just see how it goes from there. And then finally, we have Landon Roberts. Veteran linebacker, 2-year deal earlier this week. Full terms are still pending as well. I think this guy's going to be replacing Miles Jack. And the Steelers signed Roberts shortly after we released Miles Jack. And I think this is probably going to signal a changing the guard when it comes to the inside linebacker, as I said. So from pretty much a financial perspective, this move makes a lot of sense, actually. It does. The problem is that Roberts is kind of a one-trick pony. Unlike Holcomb, he's a real big hitter. He's a thumper, if you will. And it makes him kind of more of a liability when it comes to pass coverage. And I understand that the want to replace a smaller, faster linebacker with bigger traditional ones, but positional flexibility is not that black and white. And I just hope that the Steelers have something else up their sleeve with eyes on a certain prospect in April's draft. I hope that we can just address this inside linebacker position as well, because if there is another position that I want us to address other than inside line, other than offensive line and corner, it is inside linebacker. And these two signings here, I think, can help us out, but we're gonna have to see more of it. But yeah, that's our free agency for 2023. Omar Khan, this is his first free agency with us. And I think overall, yeah, I have to give him a B- with this. I mean, the problem that I have with Omar Khan, and a lot of Steeler fans can relate to me when I say this, is that he's not the best when it comes to scouting players' talents, and he's not the best at looking at skill sets. But then again, this is his first free agency as our GM. And we're just going to have to see what happens and see if it works out in the long run and see if this guy is capable of being GM for this franchise. But let me know what you think down in the comments below. This is free agency for the Pittsburgh Steelers 2023. Steel Sermon checking on out for the day. May God be with you all.